am kind of excited about this one. I'm sure you know that I am, but that is Kingmakers. Whew! Dave, what are your initial thoughts?
Why?
Why? Why is this a game? That's a good question. Let's pull up the trailer.
Why is this a game? Let's just pull. Let's pull up the trailer.
Mhm.
Because I want everybody to experience this the same way that I
Yeah.
experienced it. So, if you guys are just listening, what we're looking at right now is we are in the
An
1400s.
epic night battle.
Yeah, we are in an epic night battle, and we see a guy get stabbed with a sword, and then all of a sudden, a very modern day car runs into him and kills him. And now we're kind of seeing this like very ridiculous kind of medieval battle take place,
Yeah.
except there is one man running around with a very new automatic weapon and is just shooting everybody relentlessly and then smashing
running
into
them
them
over
with
the
a
truck.
car.
Yeah. And so essentially this game is a total like a conquer, like what is it called?
Like Command
Command and
Conquer.
Conquer.
Yeah.
It's kind of got like a Command and Conquer, but a third person shooter vibe to it. And that's essentially what it is you're in medieval times with modern weapons. You can have AK-47s and you're fighting these knights, grenade launchers and shields, Apache helicopters giving airstrikes. Like, what is this game? And trucks just running over people. And it's just so silly. And this is why I love these games. And I just don't know. I don't know.
Could you imagine a knight in the 1400s just like in an epic battle, and all of a sudden this Apache helicopter comes over and it's just like lays missiles down on the battlefield? You're like, what is happening?
Yeah, like what would you do if you're a medieval knight and all of a sudden this futuristic bird comes out of the sky? Like, what are you thinking, Dave? What are you thinking as a knight in the medieval times?
Aliens exist, and this battle is not worth fighting, and I am fleeing for my life.
I would completely agree. Or like, what is this sorcery? Where are the witches? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You time traveling witch, get out of our battle.
I mean, I think it's kind of a cool idea. My number one thing is the storyline. I'm curious to know the storyline of how this all kind of works itself out.
Yeah. So what the story is, I don't think this is gonna be a storyline in terms of like going home with it. You know what I mean? Like this is the one to take home. Like this is gonna be so great. Essentially, you're going back in time to stop this bloody war of England in the 1400s. But somehow, I don't understand how this makes sense. If you save the world or this, like you go back and change the course of history for this battle, you also stop the apocalypse from your time period. I don't know how those two connect and why that really makes sense, but that's the storyline they're going with.
Wait, so you're going back in time to stop the apocalypse?
Yes.
And you're doing so by fighting medieval battles.
Yeah. So I don't know why this is a thing and why this is the story of the game, but it's kind of funny. And I don't think it has to make sense for what this game is trying to be. I think all this game is trying to be is bring a bunch of chaos into medieval times with weapons, like modern weapons, and get to do it with friends or by yourself.
It's a fun idea. It's definitely a fun idea. My concern here is like, how could they possibly make this game challenging? How could this possibly be a challenge? You're fighting a bunch of melee characters with a freaking helicopter, dude. Like, how could you possibly make this hard?
I don't know if it's supposed to be hard. I think and what they have in the description is it's a sandbox game. Have you ever played or seen Total Accurate Battle Simulator? I played it on stream once. It's where you just put these things that shouldn't fight each other into a fight and to see what happens. Like you can put like 1,000 mages against 50 orgs and like who's gonna win and just put it together. And I
We
think
did that
that's
for
what it is.
faction night.
Yeah, we did that for a faction night. And so I think that's what's gonna happen with this. It's like this shouldn't work, but we're just gonna see what happens if it does. And I wonder if like there's going to be like things like overwhelmingly amount of players and stuff like that. Like how can one person that can like control like one helicopter, like how many of these people can they beat and also defeat and conquer these castles? Because essentially your goal is to like kill a bunch of enemies but also conquer their the castles and things like that. And I guess it is supposed like the AI is supposed to be kind of hard in terms of like it's AI, and so the more they play, like their decision making changes, their pathfinding changes, even their loyalty can change. And so like I wonder if you could like persuade the enemy like, "Oh, you guys are losing, join us," or like, "No, okay, this the guy that we're working for is such a jerk and like he's just an evil person. Let's go back to the other side." Like I wonder if that's how that's going to work. That'd be kind of neat. Um and I just think it's gonna be a game that don't expect this to be a game that is supposed to be groundbreaking in terms of like story driven and difficulty. I think it's just a game that's supposed to have tons of chaos, have tons of blood, and you know that's like games I kind of like those. But essentially, that's all it is a sandbox. Kill as many people as you can with the most random weapons and the most random time.
I think it's a very creative idea.
Mhm.
I think it's definitely an attention getter because I'm not gonna lie, when I watched that trailer, and then just out of nowhere, the modern day car from I don't know what it looked like a 2010 Honda Civic just like comes through
There's a
the
pickup truck.
it was a pickup truck. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It just comes through the crowd and just like I'm like, what? Oh, okay, you have my attention. What is happening? Like it was one of those moments. But yeah, I probably so like I think it's like I said, I think it's a creative idea. For me personally, I need to get my hands on it. And see what it really is all about because it's one of those games that seems kind of gimmicky if I want to it I don't know if that's a great way to put it, but it seems kind of gimmicky and it feels like a game that you're going to have fun with for like a couple days and then like it's kind of you're done. You're like you had enough.
I think depending on the price point, I wonder if that's what this type of game is going to be, to be honest. Because that's how it was for Total Accurate Battle Simulator. I played for maybe 3 or 4 days. I did the faction night, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. Um, I think it's going to be fun, especially if you do bring friends into it, and because you'll be able to have their armies and your armies and kind of combine forces. Um, which I didn't see this on their description. I hope there's a way to like go head to head with the armies, like each other's army.
That would be kind of cool if you could go head to head like on a PvP level. That would be sick. Yeah, I would like that a lot more.
I didn't see that in their Steam page, um, because I thought that would be really neat if like, yeah, you can do the co-op mode, but how cool would it be? Like, all right, so you're controlling one character, and all of a sudden, all your knights are fighting each other, but you're like, okay, let me go find Dave. I'm gonna go put him down with my Apache helicopter and like take over his army.
Before the PvP starts, you each get like a 10-minute like a war like a setup time. Like you get 10 minutes to kind of like set up your thing and like I think that would be really really cool because it's like it's like I said, I just don't know how much of a challenge this game could possibly be if you're like an Apache helicopter trying to mow down this like group of archers. Like that's one click. That's one bomb. Boom, done.
Or I wonder if like the story is gonna kind of there's somebody on the other side, like an enemy that's doing the same thing for them on the other side, and like you get to try to take out each other. I don't know.
It would be kind of cool if like the AI was kind of adaptive, where it's like when you start using these technologies, like slowly the other side is like kind of learning how to copy them. Like if you bring like a gun to it, it's like okay, they kind of like they've seen the technology. It's like we got to figure out how to make guns. So like maybe yeah, like maybe they start like evolving a little bit and like bringing more technology to the fight the further and further that you go on. But I don't know. I have so many questions that are unanswered, and I probably just need to get my hands on it just to like really see what it's about.
And that's one I was actually kind of disappointed because a lot of these smaller games recently have had demos. I was like, oh, I really hope this game has a demo,
Yeah.
and it didn't. So, unfortunately, we don't have our hands-on experience with it yet. But I'm excited about this one. It is on my wish list already, just because I wanted to start mowing people down, and yeah, in a most absurd way with some Apache helicopters in the medieval times.
It does look very, very creative. And if it sounds like a game that you guys are into, I do believe it's another small developer. So yeah, of course, show them some love. Adam is super excited to get his hands on it. So if you guys see this, just let us know if you want like an early little test run, because Adam is definitely more than willing to help you out there. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they give us a demo at some point, because I would also love to get my hands on it and just kind of see what it's all about before I give my official
This is made by
ups and downs here.
Redemption Road is the developer. So
Yeah,
yeah, just
so
another small developer.
small dev.
Um, but I'm super excited about this one. It's got a thumbs up from me from now.